So let's get started. What are these external sentiments all about?
So the text starts by talking about geosentiment, which is basically that feeling of attachment we have to our geographical roots.
Like our hometowns, our countries?
Exactly.
That feeling of belonging to a specific place?
Right. And it's totally natural to feel connected to where you're from.
Yeah, for sure. But the text points out something really interesting.
It's like it can be limiting too.
Right, if that connection becomes like too rigid.
If it creates a boundary that's hard to see beyond.
Yeah, it can prevent us from connecting with the wider world.
Like, think about how national pride, which is great in itself,
Of course.
can sometimes turn into something that divides people.
Instead of bringing us together.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the us versus them mentality based on geography.
Right, so it's about recognizing those boundaries and being willing to expand our perspective beyond them.
To see the bigger picture.
And then there's socio-sentiment.
Yes, that's another big one.
So tell us about that.
Well, socio-sentiment is similar to geosentiment, but it's about those groups we identify with.
Like our social circles, our beliefs.
Exactly, those shared values or backgrounds.
So it's like feeling a sense of belonging with particular groups of people.
Right, and again, those connections are important. They give us a sense of community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But what's the potential downside here?
The text suggests that when our sense of belonging stops there,
When it becomes exclusive.
yeah, it can create these invisible walls between us and those outside those groups.
It can prevent us from truly understanding and empathizing with others who might be different from us.
It's like we're putting ourselves and others into these boxes based on these shared characteristics.
Right, and that's where the text offers a really cool way to break free.
It introduces this idea of using rationality
Our ability to think critically and logically.
and this principle called samasamaja tattva to overcome those limitations.
What is that?
It's all about recognizing the fundamental equality and interconnectedness of all beings.
So like recognizing that deep down we're all part of the same human family.
Exactly. We're all connected regardless of those surface differences.
I like that.
It's a powerful framework for cultivating a more expansive worldview.
It's like using our intelligence to dismantle those artificial barriers.
Right. To see through those divisions and recognize the unity beneath.
So we're using these tools to shift our perspective.
But the text also emphasizes something really crucial.
What's that?
It points out that even these efforts,
These attempts to move beyond these
that's
sentiments.
still rooted in the objective world.
What does that mean?
It means we're still operating within the realm of our external experiences.
Like we're looking at the world around us and trying to make sense of it logically.
Exactly. But then the text takes this amazing turn inward,
It shifts the focus to our inner life.
which is where things get super exciting.
Yeah, I love this part.
The text says our inner life moves in a completely different way.
Driven by this powerful force called devotion.
Devotion, like in a religious sense.
Well, the text presents it in a broader way.
Okay, I'm curious.
It's not just about religious practices, but about this inherent drive within us.
Like an inner compass guiding us towards something deeper.
Exactly. It's a direct pathway to connecting with our deepest selves.
That sounds profound.
It is. And the text describes it as a deeply personal relationship with what it calls the supreme subjectivity or supreme consciousness.
Wow, so it's like tapping into this ultimate source of inspiration and well-being that exists within each of us.
Precisely. And it makes a clear distinction between just using logic and cultivating this inner devotion.
It's like our minds can only take us so far.
Right. The text suggests that while a sharp, rational mind is super important for navigating the practicalities of life,
Yeah, we need that for sure.
it doesn't fully satisfy the deep yearning we all have.
That longing for meaning and connection that goes beyond the material world.
Exactly. And on the flip side, it says that true devotion, when it's pure and not bound by rigid beliefs or dogmas,
Like those isms that can sometimes limit us.
yeah, those can create unnecessary boundaries.
So true devotion without those limitations can actually elevate us to a really profound spiritual place.
It's like a heart-to-heart connection with something much greater than ourselves.
And through that connection, the text says we become resplendent in our own glory.
That sounds like unlocking our full potential.
It is. It's about realizing our own intrinsic worth and brilliance.
Like an inner light switches on.
And we see ourselves and others with this new clarity and appreciation.
Free from those limiting external sentiments and the conflicts they can create.
In this inner space, the text beautifully states that humanity is one and indivisible.
Wow, that's a powerful vision of unity.
Imagine the possibilities if we all tapped into that understanding.
A world without those artificial barriers.
A world where we recognize and celebrate our shared humanity.
And to really drive home this focus on inner peace over external power, the text even shares a quote from the poet Ramprasad.
Ah, that's a beautiful one.
Do you remember it?
Let me see. I do not long to become a monarch. For this I have not the least desire. I have a hut of mud and bamboo. I only want enough to thatch its roof.
Such a simple yet profound statement.
It perfectly captures the essence of finding contentment and fulfillment within.
Not from external possessions or control.
Right. It's about cultivating that inner richness that no external force can touch.
So we're shifting our focus from those external markers of success to this inner state of being.
Exactly. And the text also talks about how this inner world connects with our everyday lives.
Yeah, it mentions the importance of maintaining a rationalistic outlook of external life, even as we cultivate this inner devotion.
That's a crucial point.
Why is that still important?
Well, the text highlights that while our inner journey is paramount,
Like it's the main focus.
having a clear, rational way of looking at the external world actually supports our inner clarity.
So it's like creating a stable foundation for our inner exploration.
Exactly. If we're constantly bombarded with chaos or misunderstandings in our outer lives,
You can create those inner disturbances.
right, those mental and emotional ripples that make it harder to focus on our inner growth.
It's like trying to meditate in a noisy room.
Yeah, you need that quiet space to really go deep within.
So rationality acts as this tool that helps us navigate the practical world effectively,
It prevents unnecessary stress and distractions.
allowing our inner journey towards that supreme consciousness to be smoother and more focused.
It's about using our reason to create a supportive environment for our spiritual development.
And it's that inner focus, a connection with the supreme consciousness that truly nourishes our inner asset, right?
Absolutely. The text emphasizes that our inherent strengths, our resilience, our inner peace,
All those amazing qualities.
are amplified and strengthened by focusing on and moving towards that ultimate source of consciousness.
It's like plugging into an unlimited power source.
Yeah, it's about tapping into that inexhaustible wellspring of positive energy and potential within ourselves.
And then the discussion takes this really interesting turn, connecting these ideas to the Dolya festival.
Oh yeah, the Color Festival of Sri Krusam.
It's a festival that was brought to Bengal by Mahaprabhu, and it has both social and spiritual meanings.
It's a beautiful blend of celebration and deep inner significance.
Let's explore that spiritual side a bit more.
This is where it gets really fascinating.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
So the text interprets this joyful social festival on this profound psycho-spiritual level.
Like it's more than just throwing colored powder around and having fun.
Right, it goes much deeper than that.
So what's the deeper meaning?
The text suggests that as we strive to connect with the Supreme,
As we move along that inner path,
we might become more aware of our own perceived flaws.
those negative thoughts or ingrained patterns that hold us back.
Yeah, what it poetically calls the mental colors of the sinner's minds.
Mental colors. That's an interesting way to put it.
It's like these thought patterns create this internal noise.
Like static on a radio signal,
Exactly. They can actually create resistance on our inner journey.
preventing us from fully experiencing that clarity and connection.
And that's where the spiritual significance of Dolyatra comes in.
Okay, how so?
The act of surrendering all the colors of my mind to you is presented as this powerful intention to become colorless.
Colorless in the sense of being free from those limiting negative thoughts and emotions.
Precisely. It's like a symbolic act of purification.
Letting go of those burdens that weigh us down.
And this voluntary surrender to the Supreme Consciousness
This joyful release of those mental colors.
is what propels us forward on our path.
So it's not just about the external act of throwing colors, it's about the internal transformation.
Exactly. It's about the inner shift that takes place.
And this idea of Varnargyadana, the offering of colors, is a way of expressing this inner surrender, right?
Yeah, it's like a heartfelt request to be made pure,
So we can move towards the divine without any hindrances.
with lightness and joy.
I love that imagery.
And the text goes on to discuss how, as individuals become more established in Neohumanism,
As they delve deeper into these principles,
their focus shifts in relation to this festival.
it's not about abandoning the fun and community aspects,
No, those are still valuable.
but it's about prioritizing something even deeper.
The emphasis increasingly moves towards that inner offering of our psychic colors to the Supreme Consciousness.
So the outer celebration becomes a reminder of this more profound inner transformation.
Right. It's a symbol of our commitment to purifying our inner world.
And that leads us to the beautiful concept of the true Vrindavana.
Ah, yes, the inner sanctuary.
The text describes it not as a physical place, but as a radiant state of being.
Exactly. It's that intensely close proximity to the supreme that exists within our own mental landscape.
It's a state of profound inner peace, joy, and absolute mental purity.
A state of complete harmony and connection.
And the text acknowledges that we'll inevitably encounter challenges in life.
The dust of the physical world.
Those daily stresses and negative influences that can cloud our minds.
But the message is that this doesn't have to be a permanent state.
We have the power to purify our minds.
To clear away that dust and reconnect with that inner radiance.
And the way to do that is by consciously offering those mental colors to the Supreme.
Making that inner purification our primary focus.
By doing so, the text says we establish ourselves in this true Vrindavana,
which it calls the supreme desideratum of human life.
the ultimate goal of our existence.
It's about realizing our highest potential within.
So to wrap things up, what's the key takeaway from this deep dive into inner asset?
The core message is this incredibly optimistic and empowering idea that we each hold this immense potential within us.
It's about recognizing and actively developing that inner asset.
Through devotion, through rational understanding of the world,
We can continuously progress towards this state of profound inner peace and spiritual growth.
it's a journey of self-discovery and liberation.
And it leads to a brighter future, not just for ourselves, but for everyone.
It's about recognizing our interconnectedness and working together to create a more harmonious world.
So as you go about your day, take a moment to reflect on how you can cultivate your own inner asset.
How can you consciously direct your inner focus and release those limiting mental colors?
Remember that inspiring vision of the true Vrindavana.
That state of pure inner peace and connection.
It's not some distant dream. It's a very real and attainable state waiting to be discovered within you.
It's a powerful and incredibly uplifting thought to carry with you.
Thanks for joining us on this inspiring journey.